Ugh, I caught him in the act. It was a real life chipmunk on top of my tower trying to knock this one off. There you go, buddy. Chipmunk Crossing is a savage place to live, I know. Just ask my plants. Okay, let's take a walk. And today, we're gonna be working in this general area. He's back. Let's see if I can sneak up on him. Probably not. They're smarter than the bunnies. You see him on there? I see you, bud. Oh, you're just eating a snack? I guess that's alright. Hi there. So it is about 9 a.m. I'm going to be working in this general vicinity up here. I was out here the other day and I kind of just did like a walk around the garden. I brought you guys with me and I noticed a few things that needed done, or they didn't need done, but things that I just wanted to work on. One of them was cleaning up my lamb's ear. I planted this lamb's ear in here years and years ago. It was probably one of the first things I planted out here, and it's kind of just naturalized in different spots, and some spots I didn't like where it naturalized, so I pulled it out. Some spots I was like, I think that's a good spot for you. You can go ahead and stay there. But in the meantime, it's just kind of gotten taken over. Well, not completely taken over, but in some spots worse than others with grass. And so there's a few different spots I just want to completely dig out, start fresh, clean the grass bits out, and then replant the lamb's ear so that it's just lamb's ear. And today is that day. I'm actually kind of excited to do it because I think these kinds of jobs are the most rewarding when you kind of go from like a before and after look, especially when something's just kind of messy and it's been on your mind for quite some time, but you just haven't gotten to doing it yet. So I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing this, and I thought maybe y'all would wanna come along with me. So let's go. This is the area right here. It's kind of hard to see because a lot of the plants are grown, but you can see a little bit better from this side. But this is kind of like a, I don't know, I guess I'd call it an oval, a really weirdly shaped oval. And on this half, I've got lamb's ear and then just some salvia that keeps returning for me, and which I love. But I think I want to take up like these clumps of salvia and put them more towards the middle. And then if you can see, I kind of split the oval with this line of rocks in here, and then on that side of the oval I've been trying to plant different things, seeing what works. This is kind of a strange area for me to get things to grow because I've noticed the chipmunks are digging and tunneling in here, but this year I planted snapdragons and cleome, which I've been getting the seeds from. And I was hoping that once the cleome fizzles out, those snapdragons will kind of take over. So I'm kind of waiting for that. But anyway, up on this side, I wanted to just really take care of this lamb's ear that should look really beautiful like that. But it does not. It just has tons of weedy grass in it. And then on this side over here, this is one of the sections that kind of just volunteered over here, and I really love it, but you can see it's kind of overtaken with grass as well. So we're gonna get it cleaned up, spend some time on it, and hopefully it will look a lot better than what it does right now. My little shovel, because I didn't want to do too much damage to the lamb's ear plants. Then I also brought this little tray here, and I'm going to put my lamb's ear plants that I want to save in the tray, and then put all the grass bits in this bucket, and then just chuck it with the bucket. So, alright, I guess I just have to dive into this. And first off, there are, again, this is another thing I have to do. There are a bunch of rocks in here that line this entire bed, and I'm just going to kind of maybe move these out of the way as well, just so I've got a nice place to start. And we'll put them back, and it'll look really nice to have that nice edge on there. So let's see how I should do this. And y'all, if I see a snake, we're done. We are done. So this is a nice little plant right here. Because I started with just 3 little 1-gallon plants in here years ago, and they've just kind of naturalized and taken off, and I love it. It's such a cool plant. So if you've got a spot for this where you don't mind it kind of doing that, then I say go for it. And it is pretty easy to pull out and transplant if you do find it somewhere where you don't want it to be. Yeah, I'm just kind of coming in here and pulling out all the grassy bits. It's gonna take a little time, but that looks already better than it did. This looks like a nice big chunk. Nate will be excited that I'm doing this too. This really bothers him. It bothers me too, don't get me wrong, but he just wants to take it completely out. He's like, can you get rid of that stuff? I'm like, well, it's not supposed to look like that. I just have to give it a good clean. And I'm starting this too in the morning because it's supposed to be a pretty nice day today, and I was hoping to get it done. See, that's one giant chunk of grass. I was hoping to get it done before it gets pretty hot. Get them back in the ground and watered in. Oh, right, well, it's a lot better than it was. And we'll just keep on doing that. Okay, that looks a lot better already. I was able to get a whole bucket full of grass and weeds, and then all that is lamb's ear I'm gonna put back in here. That little section is actually really clean, so I'm gonna leave that planted. This little section is really clean as well as far as grass. I do want to go on this edge and kind of clean the edge up so I can get the rocks to show a little bit more, because I do have rocks in here too, but there are just little kind of clumps where I need to go in and just kind of grab out this old foliage clump that's just hanging out in there like that and clean it up that way. But other than that type of cleanup, it doesn't have any grass in it, which is what I'm going for. And that didn't really take me that long at all. I think maybe 15 minutes. I did accidentally pull out one of the blue salvia, but it was like right up with some crabgrass, and I could not get the crabgrass out, so I ended up pulling up the blue salvia too. So that's kind of sad, but that's all right. Let's see, there's more crabgrass right in there I gotta get. But okay, so let's get the rest of this just kind of nice and tidied up. I'm going to dig up the soil a little bit, and then I'm going to replant the lamb's ear. I have an idea, and it might be a terrible idea, but I'm just going to do it, and if I don't like it, can you guess what I'll do? I'll move it. No big deal. So the other day I was out here, actually the same day I was out here noticing I had to do what we're doing today, and I've been noticing my beautiful bird bath that I really, really love down here. I've had a bird bath here since I put this bed in, and this past spring, this spring, I got this one. It's newer. It's probably like maybe 6 inches taller than the other one. So the other one, it just kind of got covered up by these big, beautiful Great Expectation hosta. And this one is perfect because it sits just above the canopy of the top of the hosta. However, it is always a complete mess. I'm gonna bring it in close so you can see how messy it is. And it doesn't matter how much I clean this thing out, it's disgusting. And it's just not a good spot for it if I want to keep it nice and clean. Unfortunately, I love the looks of it here, but the actual functionality of it kind of just doesn't work. The birds, bless their hearts, they still love to bathe out of it and drink out of it. And honestly, I know birds are kind of gross anyway, and maybe they don't mind it, but for me, I feel bad for them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to clean that bath out for you. It's disgusting. So anyway, all that to say, I've been contemplating moving it, which I do not want to do. And I thought, man, maybe it would look good up there in that spot because there's no trees up above that shed really bad that will drop in there. That's the main issue, is that there's this pear tree, there's what are they called, walnut trees. They just drop sticks, leaves. It's gross. And so I thought maybe I'll move it up there. I don't know, I'm just gonna do it, but I need the gator because I'm not walking it all the way up the hill by myself. I'm doing it. I don't want to move it, but I also don't want it to be not useful. Oh, I'm so sad. I do not want to do this. I don't want to. I love it right there. But one of you guys had a really good suggestion to put some other sort of like cement thing right there. So I still have the looks of it, but it doesn't get disgusting. It still has a ton of stuff in here that he has to take care of. So I just moved it all to one side. We're going to use this side. Oh, this is sad. I'm going to pull my hair back. I'm already getting grossed out. Yeah, anytime I like clean it out, the hosta just get really nasty. So I don't know. I could come up with something else. I've got this area right here where stuff doesn't grow very well because it's so wet. It stays really wet. So maybe I could put some sort of cool statue right here that doesn't collect stuff. Oh, there's some poison ivy right there. It's just kind of like a crazy area. Alright. See, I don't want to dump it on the hosta, but that's kind of what I have to do. Grab this. Right, honestly, it doesn't look that bad with it gone. It took my stress level down like 19 notches. Okay. Maybe I don't need anything in there. I mean, I will keep my eyes open. But, okay, I think this is okay. Right. Alright, now I'm trying to decide if I want it here or in here. Looking at it from this way, I think it does need something in here, and maybe I'll put it kind of towards the middle of this oval. So the oval is kind of like, that end of it is smaller, that chunk is smaller with the lamb's ear and the salvia than this chunk is. So maybe I'll put it in this chunk, but kind of more in the middle of the oval, so at the back of this chunk. I think that might look really good. So it kind of right there. I love it. I love it so much. This little oval circle thing has always bothered me because as I've kind of cleaned up the gully and moved, this way, this area right here, I just finished up last year when I put this living river in. And so anything from like here over, besides like the lane that I put in last year, has been sort of an afterthought. So Like all of these plants, that area, this area, I'm trying to still figure out. And I love that. I feel like that's exactly what it needed to kind of just rest your eye before you get up into the lane, because there's a lot going on in the lane up there. Lots of plants. It's a big long bed, and this is just kind of a nice rest before you come around the corner. And it almost kind of, the color ties in with that path there. And I love that it's a completely different look. So this is kind of more of a formal look, which makes sense because I would say, you know, this arbor is kind of a sort of a little bit of a formal look, I guess. And then that ties in with it, and then you kind of just go into this nice little rustic path into the lane of just a bunch of random perennials. So I'm really, really loving this. Okay, so now let's get that lamb's ear planted back up in this spot. And you can see the sun is already starting to pop up. So I'm gonna get it planted in the ground. I think I'm gonna round this off a little bit. So I don't think I'm only gonna go to like right there. And then we'll let that grow in with grass, that little peak right there. So it's more of a round. First I'm going to water in the lamb's ear. I tried to keep it away a little bit from this Kwanzan cherry, and I'll try to keep up on it and just keep this area clear. that section wasn't too bad. I just had like random grasses in there, so I didn't have to pull all of that one out. This one was a lot worse. I did grab a chunk of a log and put it back there. I noticed that I didn't have any barrier right there, so that will help. Poor thing has just been through it. Yeah.
I got it.
Got what?
I'm gonna put it in the oven.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You like it?
I do.
Remember I told you this is the one that was getting nasty yesterday? I was like, I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, that works great there.
Well, wait till you see what I did up here. I cleaned up, you remember all that grass that you didn't like in the lamb's ear? I cleaned it all up and I thought, like having a clean slate like that gave me the idea of putting this up here.
I'll come check it out.
All right. Nate approves, guys. I mean, he always approves. I might need to get my wire brush out. It's kind of gross. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my wire brush.
Down in the garden where me and my love did meet, was there we sat a-courting. My love fell off to sleep. I gave her a bottle of burgundy wine, which my true love had not known. And there I poisoned my dear little girl down by the banks below. Well, I drew my saber through her, which was a bloody knife, and I threw her in the river, which was as cold as ice. Now my father sits by his old cabin door, oh, wiping his tear-dimmed eyes, mourning for his only son upon the scaffold high.
Wow, I love how that looks. It looks so much better. I did kind of trample on some of my snapdragons down here, and I don't know, we'll see. They should be okay. I don't love the way this looks, but I'm hoping that they, as the weather kind of cools down, they kind of take over and look really pretty out here. A lot of them that are up there came back from last year, so that's why I kept them in here, because I really love them in the springtime when they just appear. I'm going to kind of go in here right now and get some of these seeds out of here. So every single one of these seed pods has a bunch of seeds in there. I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of blurry. You can see all the little seeds in there, and I'm just going to collect all these and then sprinkle them in that little section. Just kind of open it up and let it go into my hand, and then I'll show ya. I don't know. kind of wet because I just watered. Well, that one had a lot. If some of them drop, it's totally fine. I've always had cleome seed itself in this area, and that's why I'm collecting these, because I want to continue it in that other area. I think I'm going to leave this one. This one's still pretty green, and I want to wait till it gets goes to seed, so we'll leave that one. Got a bunch. So I've already been sprinkling them in this section right here, and so now I gotta go move down here. So we'll just gonna throw them all in here. And then I've been doing it with all these cleome as well, as they die back, and then I pull them out. So these ones I just like do that and let them fall where they fall. That one's not ready. But this is kind of, it looks a little bit like a mess because the allium, oops, some of it is breaking and starting to kind of get a little bit gross. Some of it gets knocked over by the chipmunks or whatever, or just, you know, it's time for me to pull it out. Let's see, oh, there's one right there that doesn't have a ball on the top anymore. So I've been gradually cleaning these out. Here's one over here. See, none of these have the balls on the top anymore like that. There's one over here. Oh, there's one that fell. Still has the ball on it. Let's see if they fall off when I pick it up. Oh. So if that happens, I kind of usually just poke it back into the ground and it stands back up. Sometimes I straighten them. Try to get them as straight as I can. I don't mind them leaning a little bit, but that's when they eventually fall over and then break. So, but let's do these ones over here. Oop. Or just kind of twist it and shove it back down. See, it's kind of standing up straight. This one's kind of weird, so we'll stand that one back. Shove it down there. They're easy to shove down because the chipmunks do so much tunneling in there that the ground is really loose. But yeah, that looks a lot better, nice and tidy. And then of course the cleome looks a little nuts, but like I said, I'm letting it go to seed and then I'll rip out the actual stalks. I'm just spending some time cleaning things up and watering a couple of pots that I have down here since I have the hose out. And there's two, oh, I see it right there. There's two hummingbirds and they have been drinking out of my fountain, or my bird bath, and then they're drinking out of the salvia. Where did he go? There's two of them. Oh, he's right. There's no way I'm gonna get, oh, see him? There's one. They love my salvia. I don't know how close I can get. Oh, there he goes. He's going over to that salvia. But there's two of them, and I've been just watching them. They buzz. They're pretty loud. They buzz really quickly by my head. Oh man, I'm just really loving this. bird bath in here. Probably maybe trim up some of these salvia as well, but like I said, the hummingbirds are out here sucking the nectar, and then the bees are out here too. I was battling a few bees as I was pulling that out. There's one right there buzzing around. They didn't bother me, but they love this lamb's ear. So they were probably like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Leave it in there. But it looks really great. The shadowing is a little strange out here right now. It ended up turning out really nice, clean and tidy. And I love the addition of the bird bath in there. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, hi, Nady. Did you come down to see?
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say bye, but Nate just popped around the corner, and we'll see what he says. I kind of told him what I did, but we'll see if he remembers. Half the time he just says, oh yeah, and he doesn't know what I'm talking about when I use plant names. But go over there and see if you can tell what I did besides the bird bath. Yeah, did you see what I did? It'll be easier to mow too, huh? Yeah, I dug all that out, took the grass out, replanted just the lamb's ear, so it looks a little gnarly right now, but it'll be beautiful. And then I did the same thing over there on that side.
Looks clean.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been driving me nuts, and then I'm glad you said something too, because I was like, okay, well, if it's not just me, it's Nate's noticing it too. But anyway, well, thank you guys for watching, for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed having this. Oh, look at the chipmunk is on that thing again, Nate. Isn't he nuts? He's on that tower next to the other chipmunk again. Here, I'll show you. He's crazy. He wants to establish his dominance.
We're invading his home.
Yeah. Boy, maybe I'm just not supposed to say bye to you guys today. So many distractions. But I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I really enjoyed doing these movies because it kind of, I don't want to say forces me, because I would do it anyway, but it kind of holds me accountable when I walk around. I'm like, oh, I need to get that done. I need to get that done. It's like I said it out loud for all to hear, and you guys are, you get excited for me when I'm like, oh, I got to do that, and you'll comment and be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. You should also do this or whatever. I can't do all the suggestions, but it kind of holds me accountable. Like, okay, they know that I said I was going to do that, so I have to get out there and do it. And after I do, I just feel so much better about myself. It looks better. It's like I said, the before and after. And so thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me and just encouraging me and giving me suggestions and support. It's a lot of fun to do this with other people, I guess. Otherwise, I'm just out here all by myself, just me and the chipmunks and the hummingbirds and all the critters. Did you guys see that bird just fly past my head? I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I'm gonna go back and look. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out. I hope that you like what I did, and I hope that it inspired you or encouraged you maybe to get out into a section of your garden that needs a little attention. And I went inside to go to the bathroom and get a drink, and I was completely done, and it took me 2 hours. So I was taking my time digging all that up. I would stop to move the camera around a few times. I had to walk down and get like the brush to scrub the bird bath. So there's a lot of things I did in there, but like 2 hours of my morning, it's like it was around 11 o'clock when I was kind of completely done. So that ain't much. All right, well, hope to see you next time. Bye. Mr. Chipmunk, you're so cute and you're so naughty. but you're so cute.